Hello guys, welcome back sa ating Halloween special. And today is a very great moment for us to showcase our new skills, no? That you just learned from our previous videos. But just in case if you happen to be, or this happened to be the first time that you are seeing or watching my videos, it's totally fine. But I would like to tell you from this point that there is a requirement for you to achieve this. You need to create your own background. This video is intended for us to create this lady right here floating. You guys, if you don't have the background, watch the previous video, the part 1, where I showed you how you create your own background like this. Itong mga skulls, itong mga pillars, itong mga background, and so on. Because we are going to start from the background. We are not going to do this from scratch. So watch that video and then go back to this video to follow along. Okay, siguro natapos nyo na yung previous video and you have created your own version of this skull. And I think na meron kayong extra layer sa taas wherein you selected all and then edit, copy merged, edit, and then paste here, right? And then you also converted that into smart object and then you added a camera raw filter. Now you need to delete that. Delete, and we are going to start a step backward. Now I would like you guys to find your layer called skulls. This one, itong skulls na to. I would like you to locate that because that's the point where we are going to start our project. Now, all we need to do is to grab our stock resources, which is this lady right here. Put it there and hit enter. And basically, I will turn off the fire muna. And that one. And also, itong mga group 2 na to. Okay, or maybe, I will put it at the top siguro muna. And I'll enable them again. Yeah. So, I can now start working, and I will rename this as lady floating. Okay, lady. Now, what we're going to do is we are going to rasterize this. Okay, we are going to rasterize this. Rasterize, and then we can go back and convert into a smart object. There. Now we can double click and open this lady on another document. And pretty much what we'll do is we are going to make a selection out of her. So basically, we are just to remove itong nasa background na to. And to do so, we're going to select the object selection tool and maybe select from rectangle to lasso tool and just draw the selection near her pixels, okay, or near her body. Now, you need to add some allowance then for this to work. Now, you don't have to worry about the heels, the shoes, or the lower part that much kasi we're going to cover that up with the skulls lang din naman. Now, you may want to zoom in, okay? Zoom in, and you see na meron tayong problem with that selection. So, all we need to do is we are going to use our lasso tool and make sure you are selecting the add to selection and just draw this finger and include that sa selection natin. And now that it is included, and we are going to do it right here as well. There. Just make sure you are adding all her details. Yeah. Now likewise, dito rin, let's draw our add selection. So I'll stop here, then and until I get to where I wanna go. And also, we have this part right here. We have to add that, right? We have to add that to the selection. Now, if you notice, this part right here is included sa selection natin. Now, we need to exclude that. Oops. Hold on. Okay, so I think I got it wrong. So, right here, we should be including this area. Okay. And yep, include that, include this. And now we just included this to the selection. Now we are to subtract, okay? Wag natin to isali sa selection. From add to selection, switch to subtract. And now you can go ahead and draw your way dito sa part ng finger niya. Ayan. Right there. Now we just excluded that from our selection. Now, dito rin mayroong problema dito. This is included, so we need to exclude this from our selection. Now, to make sure, if you want, you can press letter Q on your keyboard, and whatever is red, okay, whatever is red is not part of the selection, and we should not include this. Okay, so this is part of the selection kasi hindi siya naka-red, so we need to exclude that. So press letter Q again, and then all we need to do is to make a rough selection here. Now, actually, wala naman talagang kailangan na accuracy dito. No accuracy needed kasi we are just going to mask it out. Ayan, so but it would be better if maganda na yung selection mo para hindi ka na mamomroblema sa pag mask. Okay, ayan. And I think I am satisfied lang. Okay, ayan. Now I can go ahead and mask the background out by adding a layer mask. You can go to file and then save, and it should reflect dun sa ating document here. See? So I can close that now, itong yung floating. Yeah. And here, what we'll do is we are going to put her behind the skulls, right? So all we need to do is to click and hold and move her behind the skulls. There. Now she is behind the skulls. Now, really quickly lang, let's go ahead and lock these layers so hindi natin to accidentally ma-move. Okay, so we don't want to be this layer to be moving around, so we need to lock it up. So to lock a layer, just click on this lock icon, and then itong smoke din, i-lock natin yan, and also the group number 2, i-lock natin yan. Let's rename this first as particles, debris, I don't know, sa ganun. Okay, lock it up, i-lock natin yan. And yung skulls, syempre, i-lock din natin to. We don't want that to move around. Basically, lahat na lang i-lock natin. No? I-lock natin lahat. Okay. Let's lock them all. There. Now, we only have our lady moving. No? So, we can no longer move whatever is, whatever layer. No? May it be in front or at the back of this lady. So, and that's what we want to do. And maybe let's put her around here. Ayan. Now, we need to adjust the color of this girl. And just to do so, all we need to do is we can probably go to image, and then let's go ahead and choose adjustments and shadows and highlights. Now, let's zoom in a little bit. Hold the control key and plus sign. And what we're going to do is just to play around, okay? Just to play around with the shadows and highlight. Now, this is gonna be very subjective. So, the goal here is just somehow to blend her sa canvas natin or sa background. No? So maybe let's a little bit diffuse the highlights. Okay, and radius. Okay, adjustments. Let's see. I actually forgot what I did here, but yeah, maybe desaturate her a bit more. Okay, mid-tone. Increase the mid-tone a little bit, or you can just follow follow the settings here. Okay, and then you click OK. And I am actually satisfied lang sa ginawa natin. So, ayan. Let's move her a little bit downward. And you know what? Let's remove Okay, let's remove this highlight from her suit. So let's double click on her again. Okay, double click natin siya. And then let's go here, and what we'll do is we are going to create a lasso tool. Okay, a lasso tool. And what we'll do is we are going to go to edit and then fill, click OK, and now it's gone. And what else? Okay, how about here? Maybe what we can do is we can just grab our brush tool, add a new layer, and sample any color like dark color. No, sample natin yan, and let's see lang. Okay, so we can just brush here, and there. We can select whatever adjustment blending mode that would work for us dito. And okay, difference. May difference pa. Control J, Control J, Control J, and basically let's merge them na. Merge. Where's the merge? And then go back to difference. Ayan. So hindi na siya masyadong problematic, no? Or we can actually just add a levels adjustment layer. Then let's turn the shadows and there, around there. Now what we can do is we can just invert this adjustment layer, and then let's brush that area with white. Okay, white, and just play around just like that. Okay, now that's actually the goal lang, to diffuse it somehow. Okay, I'll click save, Control S to save, or file and then save, then close that, and then go back to your document, and you see hindi na siya masyadong naka-glare, no? So that's what we want to do. And yeah, I actually forgot. Let's open her again. Double click. Let's open her again, and let's remove her eyes and her lips. So again, grab your or maybe just right click and choose the patch tool. Make sure naka-source yan. So what we'll do is we are going to make a selection of her eye, then just move it here. And also dito na part, let's go ahead and do just that. Similarly, then just move it here. Yan. Na meron tayong problem dito, it's okay. We can just grab our spot healing brush tool and just brush that away. Okay. There. Now, how about her lips? Let's go ahead and remove her lips. And edit, fill. Okay, and we just remove her lips, and let's spot heal brush again itong part na to. Ayan. Okay, so para siyang para siyang may tawa dito. Scar. Okay, my scar. So then we can go to file again, and then let's see. Okay, before we do that, let's add a solid color background. Click OK and put it below the lady, and then let's change the color into something something like this. And you just click OK and lock na natin to. What we'll do is select the layer mask of this lady, and then under your properties panel, if you don't know how to open properties panel, you go to window and then properties. Okay, first you need to select the lady floating layer mask, and then click on select and mask. And then what we'll do, guys, is we are going to pretty much make some more adjustments sa selection natin. So we can try quick selection tool right here and just basically dab on this area. Okay, and make it bigger and there. And refine edges. Oops, Control Z. What else can we possibly do? We can go ahead and make feather and radius then. Let's play around. Okay, let's play around lang. With smart radius, without, so there's no difference at all. There actually is no there is no um, tawag dito, wala talaga siyang requirement no kung ano yung smooth, ano yung feather, anong values ng contrast. So it's going to be depending on what you're working. So I would suggest you just play around with the settings here. All right. So for me, I am totally fine with this. So I'll click output to. I'll make sure naka-layer mask yan. And I'll click OK. Yan. And then I can just turn this off and then I'll go to File again, Save. And I'll go back to my Halloween file. See, meron tayong problem dito. But actually, that's fine. We can just work that later on. Now, let's go ahead and add some effects to the highlights. Okay, itong mga highlights na to. So we are going to add a new layer. Let's rename that as Flame Highlights. Okay, and then just grab your brush tool and select any reddish na color. And basically what we're going to do is we are going to paint. Okay, paint over there. Okay, let's make it a little bit darker red. Yeah. Now you could actually choose anong gusto nyo for the highlights. It's gonna be up to you guys. Okay, it's gonna be up to you what you want to have for your highlights. So here I can just brush that with red and and then dito naman, let's do that as well. Click and hold the shift key. Click here. Click once, hold the shift key and then click. Click, hold the shift key, then click. And so on. Okay? Until na makover nyo yung mga nandyan. Okay? Ayan. There. Right there. And also here. I don't care if masama yung hair, but yung nag-rhyme. Anyway, it's okay if nasama yung hair kasi we can just solve that later on. Ayan, so more dito, let's just pretty much brush that with. And if you made a mistake, grab your eraser tool and then just basically erase that part. Okay, I'll make it something like this size and then grab my brush tool again and just brush it here. Okay, this is gonna be tedious, so you take your time. Me, it's okay. I'm totally fine with this. Okay, photo manipulation takes some time. Okay, and patience. Now, we've done that, we could actually just change the blending mode to multiply. Where's multiply? There. Color burn doesn't work well. Multiply. And there, we could actually make another brush strokes here. And just delete unnecessary strokes. Yeah. right there. And remember this hair, we can actually grab our eraser tool and just erase the parts where nasama yung hair. Okay. Now again, this can be a very, very tedious na part. So you need to have some patience then. Okay. Patience talaga. Patience is all it takes. Okay. To complete any type of projects. So there. Ayan. So meron pa tayong natira dito, no? Grab your brush tool and basically um, you can just skip through this video if you want. But yeah. So we just diffuse the highlights. Now what then? What we're going to do is we are going to create a glowing effect dito, or kumbaga let's add some highlights dito as if it's red. So to do that, all we need to do, okay, is first we need to group them. I-group natin to. Itong si Lady and itong Flames. So Control G to group them, and then let's rename this as subject. And then all I need to do is to open that, and then um, let's go ahead and add some hue and saturation. Let's try. So before you do anything else, make sure you are clipping it to this layer only. Okay, so let's make it a little bit reddish. Okay. Yeah. That's okay. Now we can then invert this now, just like what we did kanina. Select that layer and then click invert, or layer mask, select invert, and then let's grab our brush tool and just brush with white yung mga gusto nating maging highlight. So right here. Okay. Does it look amber highlight to you? It doesn't look highlight to me, but it's okay. And brush this with white. Brush with black again. So, and we can actually create another levels adjustment and still clip it, and then let's make it a little bit brighter. And then similarly, let's invert this and brush that with white. Okay. Just for it to show lang, no? That there really is a highlight. And we could actually, you can play around with the opacity if you want to make it not so bright, no? To make it not so bright, so you can grab your opacity and then just brush this with white as well. Yeah. So there's a lot of ways. So probably dito dapat yung highlight. So let's do that. So grab your brush tool and brush that with white. And maybe I'll have a small flow. I'll select 17 and airbrush on. So right there. Brush with white. Now it's definitely not looking good. But what do you think? What do you think? Yeah. Let's make the hue and saturation a little bit unsaturated. Yeah. Totally fine with it. Since this fire is reflecting doon, so yun lang yung may highlight kasi there's a light going around all over the place. So this hand, okay, the light where this reflection is coming from is probably around here. So it's probably also white, no? So it's just so right to have this as a white highlight, especially sa hair niya. Okay, so but you can play around with the colors if you want to. Okay, just to achieve the same goal. And then now I have a image right here. It is actually a wings, demon wings, in which you can actually just, I will upload this as a JPG or a PNG, so you can just download this um, wings. But I'll click and hold and drag this wings dito. And so currently naka-clip siya, no? So it's only showing wherever the girl is showing up. So what I'll do is I'll put this on top muna, okay? For the meantime lang naman. So let me just resize this like so. And then right click and then warp. And what I'll basically do is I will adjust the anchor point from here to there, and basically turn this, turn this a little bit downward. Or how about this? Ito ba yan? Is this what I did? Totally forgot, but you get the point, no? We are just going to expand her wings just a little bit. And now again, you do you. It's gonna be always depending on you, on what you want to achieve. Now I'll click check, and what I'll do is I will put this behind the lady. And right there. Control T and probably resize it a little bit more. Okay, how about that? Okay, and I'll hit enter. And there. And you know what? Let's add a camera raw filter to this girl. So that maka-adjust natin yung ano ba talagang gusto natin sa babaeng to. Okay, and to do that, we could probably adjust her saturation down and her ups vibrance down just a little bit, lang. Then clarity, let's add more clarity para may texture din, just a little bit. And what else? I think that's it. I'll click OK. There. That's more like it. Now, gagawin natin guys is we are going to darken natin yung wings just a little bit lang, just a little bit. So kappa, okay, wings, and let's add a convert muna natin to smart object first. Go to image adjustments and then vibrance. Okay, just make it a little bit vibrant, and saturation, just tone it down a little bit. Click OK. Then what we'll do is we are going to add a new layer on top of the wings. Add a new layer, and let's grab our brush tool. And what we're going to do guys is we are just going to brush. Okay, let's have our opacity around at hard. Okay, basically we're just going to brush sa wings niya. Ayan. Just brush that. And then what we are going to do is we are going to clip this onto her wings. So right click and then create a clipping mask. Now it's only showing the wings. Now we can change the blending mode of that effect to multiply, or you can look for similar na effect now. But actually what works well is the darken group. Okay, you can choose darken or multiply. I actually chose multiply, and what I'll do is I'll start adding more of this brush. All right, now let's grab our brush tool. Then let's zoom in a little bit. Let's add even more of that, ano, parang saddle na siya. Okay, and like so. And and right there. And where else? Um, okay. Now I'm kind of confused. Saan to nanggagaling tong glare na to? Let's troubleshoot what is this about. And it seems like this is coming from the girl. Okay, from the girl itself. Um, nope, hindi sa girl. But where? Flame highlights? Ito? Ito? Or ito? Okay, this one. Now I can just grab this layer mask, just brush these with black because we don't want this. Okay, brush that with black, and now we're doing great. Now let's lock it up again. Control forward slash to lock it up. Now where were we? So eto. Let's grab our brush tool and just continue our way to brushing these highlights. So basically parang nire-recolor lang natin yung wings niya, no? Ayan. Now, we are ready to create some effects dito sa eyes niya. So all we need to do is we are going to create a new layer and let's rename this face, and still grab your brush tool. You may want to choose red if you want to. Okay, flow a little bit. Okay, let me just change this into something red, dark red. Okay, yan, and here, right there. And let me just erase a little bit dito. Grab your eraser tool. And right there. And gagawin ko is I'll make another one, another layer, and I will brush that with even more red, I think, or nope. Let me just change the face. Okay, delete ko muna to. Tong face, I will change that into um, multiply, and then I will add a new layer, and I'll or sorry, duplicate that layer, and I will brush with or delete, no, delete. I'll delete some parts of this duplicate na layer just to give that ano, tiny little detail. Ayan. Right there. I'm probably good with that, and wala na akong problem dyan. And if you want, you can add a mouth here, but I will not be doing that because I'm already satisfied now. We are seeing a problem dito na part, but it's okay, right? So we can actually just add a new levels adjustment layer. Then let's clip it on top of this lady, and then gagawin natin is we are going to make it a little bit brighter. Okay, a little bit brighter, like that. And then let's invert this again. Invert, and then just brush those blacks with white, and right there. Okay. And now that definitely is looking great right now. Okay. Now the finishing touch. Let's go ahead and copy this smoke. No? Copy natin tong smoke, Control C, and then lock natin ulit, and then punta tayo sa taas ng lady, and then let's no, dito sa above sa subject, Control V to paste it, and just put it around around here. Okay. Now from the layer mask of that layer, let's just brush that with black. Okay, para mag-blend siya. No, ayan, para mag-blend. And dito rin, we're going to do that at the same time. And how about we put it dito on a part or rotate? No. Okay, totally fine with this. Okay, actually this is looking great now. This is definitely looking great. Or maybe I can just brush this out. Okay, brush that out, and then I will duplicate this smoke. Control J, and what I'll do is I will flip it. No, Control T and flip horizontally, and basically just move it around here. Hit enter. I'll brush those imperfection with black. Okay, black. Okay, here. Ayan. Definitely looking great. Ayan. So we just created some fake na mga smokes. Then what we could probably do, guys, is oops, meron tayong problem. Move it over here. And let's brush that with black. Okay, so if you notice some imperfection, um, click on that using your move tool and check the layer, what layer that or that image belongs to. Then you can just play around with the layer mask. All right, now let's finalize this, and we are going to again. I think we need to select the top layer, then go to edit. Sorry, select and then all, edit and then copy merge, edit and then paste, and then just turn off the rest of the layers by holding the alt key and clicking on this eye icon of this corresponding layer to turn off all those layers below. Okay, or we can just actually select from this to the bottom and just click on this lock icon to unlock them, and we can group them all. Control G. Now the reason why we group them is, again, as I explained sa kahapon, or as I explained sa previous video, na it would be best talaga na to make your own your PSD file as editable as possible, just in case. So let's lock this, turn it off, and what we'll do is in this layer we are going to rename this as final 1. And then let's convert this into a smart object. Then we go to filter and then camera raw filter, and we just play around. Now let's go ahead and load the still the same na BG settings, and if you like that. And again, I definitely don't want my fire to be so red, so definitely will make it less of a red. Okay, and texture, let me increase it a little bit, and clarity then, and then blacks, whites, and contrast, just less of the contrast. Okay, temperature, would you like it to be cool or warm? This is the cooler one and this is the warm one, so I think we can have the warmer, no, warmer. And then let's add some vignette, um, like that, midpoint, actually, the rest is subjective na, so you can just play around, guys. Ganun lang. Now, you click OK, and to top it off, you can actually add another adjustment layer, which is levels, I think. And you can play around with how dark would you like it to be. And, and, okay. Now, definitely, this one looks so dark. So, yeah. All right. That's the before, this after. So actually, that's it. So that's how we create our subject, no? Or we recreated the one na nandito. So if you think this is badass or better than the one we created, then it's gonna be up to you. It's still gonna be up to me. So this is how we recreate that poster. So if you like this video, please share it, share, no? Share the good news to your friends. And I hope na marami pa tayong mga fellow na mga beginners who would want to learn more about the world of Photoshop. So thank you so much guys for watching and I hope to see you in the next video.